Okay, everybody, guess what time it is? That's right. It's King Cat time, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. We are kicking in this show right now. Let's get this thing on the road, everybody. That's right, it's time. We've already reached the bottom and it looks like she's turning north, so we're going to let King Cat come over here and take control. And thank you for being here, everybody. We appreciate it. And no, it's not once again the lowest price of the month. It's higher low today. Hey, we'll be back later. Let's let the King Cat take over here. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you soon. Okay, get over here. Boo. And there we are. All right, welcome, everybody. Hey, the headline's going to say, no, we have to change this right now. Thank you for being here, everyone. I want to just let you know that I'm happy you're here. And we got some good news that we had a higher low today. SOFI, higher low. That's right. Right now, today, higher low. How many in a row? That's Tyler's question. King Cat Tyler says, how many in a row? How many rise? SOFI, higher low. How many in a row? Because that's what I'm calling for. A lot of these in a row. Let's make sure we've got everything looking good. We've got me. Let's bring our display capture right up underneath here. Boom, just like that. And then we can go just like this. Boom. And then we can go over here. Boom. And we can go, wow. Let's see if we can get this over here. Doop. There we go. Now we have our live stream here. So I want to copy this right here. Copy. Getting this down, we'll get it down, and then we want to go back over to the live stream over here. Boop. There we go. We'll get there. There, we're going to paste that right in here and paste it. Boom. And then we're going to search this, and then we're going to be able to see what's going on over here on the chat, hopefully. Go to it. There we go. Sorry that I'm not looking right in the screen, but I got two screens going here, and let's see. That should be working. Go. And enter. Enter. And we aren't going to that live stream for some reason. Okay. You paste. Now hit go. There we go. Maybe we're getting there. There, it looks like it moved that time. And we should have that pulled up. So thank you for being here, everyone. Yes, sir. We have seen the bottom, in my opinion. Greetings. I'm going to put down here. Yeah, right. In all caps, greetings to all cats. Thanks. Thanks for being here. And let's keep things kind and we'll all be fine. Right? That's right. That's exactly right. There we go. All right, we got that in there. All right, now, one thing I've noticed, I've got my picture up here on OBS kind of large, so I'm going to have to pull my picture down here a little bit. We don't need to be all that big there. We're just going to go zoop like that. There we go. Get me out of the way a little bit. I am not a financial advisor. I am just here to show you what I think will be some good information for you today. I appreciate your presence. I'm going to try and figure out now. I've got that one over on that screen. That looks good. And then over here, we've got this one over here, both of them showing the live stream. But we've got to get back to our display capture, which was showing over here, maybe, is the SOFI page. That's now what we got going on. Maybe. There it is right there. Boom. All right, we're going to pull that over to this screen. Doop. There we go. And I want to pull that tab over here to the top up here with this one. Perfect. There. Look at that, folks. We bounced today off of a higher low, and this is what I had predicted. We're going to see them either try to achieve higher lows or lower lows or lower highs. They won't be able to work it both ways. So look here. They stopped us here right at the 828, just barely. And you can see it. It was a statement right there at 828 to try to stop that, but they couldn't do anything about this low. They could not stop that from going up and achieving a 19-cent gain off the low today, folks. Congratulations to all of us longs. Yeah, it's Catfish. I'm here. Don't worry, everybody. Everything is fine. All is good. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your time. I know there's other places you could be. Let's go over here and get the SOFI chart up, right? We like to be able to look at that interactive chart, see what's going on with it, and see what's happened this morning, what they've used to try to work this down a little bit. I want to thank all of you who are here now to take a look, drop in. I don't see anybody's comments, and that's okay. We have a lot of people that stand on the sidelines sort of waiting to see what I'm going to show you. And what I'm showing you here right now is going to be the one-day chart. Let's get in on it. And in case you don't know how I do these things that I'm doing, I come over here to indicators and I put in this, and then I go moving average, and then it allows me to change this 50-day to whatever color I want. My 50-day is actually in a gold color, so I can switch it there, and then just hit save. And you can put 50 days. You can change these up here, change any color you want. And I have 4 parameters that I'm using. Cancel. I use the current price, and then I use this 200-day green line. And this is just on the one day, folks. If you look at the 200-day on this one, Sean Shaw, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. I know there's other places you can hang, and I want to say thank you. Yes, we're having what I pointed out is begun. In my opinion, I already said this would start, and that is a higher low by a 19-cent increase, folks. Look at that. 19 cents off Friday's low, people. And that's not something that I'm surprised at all. And I expect this to be the beginning of many, many higher lows to come, just like the last time. And I pointed it out before that they've worked it down now 30% both times after both earnings calls. And they did it with precision, and they did it with very well executed. I have an alarm going off here because in 15 minutes I got to make a phone call. Oh, got my curtain only backdrop not working out, but yeah, I'm going to have to make a phone call here very soon, so let me just put that on off and we'll do that. So I don't have a long time to be sitting here, but I just wanted to pop up because I do believe we for sure are at the bottom, and there's going to be a point here where I'm going to have to step away and try to make a phone call, and if my phone call is successful and gets through to the person I'm trying to reach, then I'm going to have to just close things down for a duration of maybe 30 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer. But then I'll be back up this afternoon as we continue to see this climb, because that's what I expect it to do. They got to that number that they wanted, I guess, today. I don't know what was so special to them about it, but whatever that low they could get it to was a far cry from where it was. So you can see right here, 789 Friday's low, today 808, 19-cent increase. And when we get in here to these technical charts, you can see right here how it was done today. Let's go into the one-day chart. But on this, look at this movement of the 200-day moving average here. It looks absolutely gorgeous. You can see this thing just scaling right off of this, regardless of all this action to try to drive it down since the earnings call again. Look at the 200-day moving average, people, on this, and this is on the 1 month, right? Look at it on the 5-day. You're going to see that that's all still work down effort, but the 1 month is up, folks, and we are seeing a much higher low. Look at the double bottom here. This first bottom right here, way off that bottom. You can see where it hit the 804 they're showing right there. And where are we right now on this second double bottom? Oh my goodness gracious. Look out. Like I said, this is going to be a slow and steady increase. Up we go. Over 14 days to knock it down 30%. But they got the same result. They got it down 30%, and now presumption is on my part. And this isn't a guarantee. I'm just saying what I think, and I'm not a financial advisor, so you can take it or leave it what I say, and don't go second mortgage on your home on my buy-in points. But I'm pretty sure that today's low, that was it, and that's it, the end of it. And again, I told everybody on Friday, take a picture of this low, 789, that if you bought it, take a picture of that purchase, that buy price, because you'll be possibly taking a picture and photograph of the lowest price this stock will ever be again. That's just the way I feel about it, and I'm pretty certain of it, only based on the history of what we've seen with this stock, based on the last 2 earnings, right? And there's going to be some very, very big numbers coming out by this company and big news being coming out in the future. And it's really not a long-term prospect here. This is something that's going to scale up and already has been so quickly that I think it caught a lot of people off guard. I don't think they were expecting this little company to be able to achieve what they have so quickly already, right? And part of the reason that price has gone from where it was when they hammered it all the way down to a lot of people looking at it and going, wait a minute, we'll take up positions here because this thing is making a lot of money. This company's making a lot of money. And they are. They absolutely are. There's no question about it. This company is making a lot of money. And what we're going to go over to now for just a minute, if you don't mind, is we're going to take a look at Fintel. And we want to look at the ownership. So we're going to go to bookmarks because I bookmarked that. So I'd be able to have it. Let's see. Okay. Bookmarks. There we go. SOFI. Institutional shares owned. There we go. And we're keeping track of them. We sure shit are. How many shares they own. And what the lunch low have been. Lunchtime lows. Yes, indeed. Now, I have that slip of paper. I had it pinned up there for a little bit. Now I don't know where I put it. But we'll locate it again. Let's get down here. And this wasn't really where I found the final information I was looking for. I have to remember what that process was. I found it here, though. I did find it. United States. Yep, we found it. Hey, thank you for being here with me this morning while I try and dig up a little bit more information here. See if I can find this. And I had it under two sources, but I'm kind of surprised I didn't see it pull up on this very first page, because once I got to it and had found it, I went, I'm bookmarking this, and I did. So let me just see if I bookmarked it under another possible, because I did do a couple of them. So go to bookmarks, SOFI institutions. Let's go down here. Maybe it was that one. I did do two of them. And it was somewhere under here. And I had found quite a few new ones that came aboard. But we can still look at this number and see, oh my goodness, look at that. We've jumped, folks. Just as I predicted, we have now jumped to 694 institutions. Look at that, folks. 642 long, 20 short. One has increased a shorting position, and we went from 613. Oh my, wow, wait a minute, hold on. It wasn't 613. That was what Yahoo was saying. Man, I've got to find this piece of paper. I know that's an increase, people. I know for a fact that it is. That's a big increase on the institutional positions on here, and I'm bringing it to your attention right now here. Let me see here. And I'm going to find this piece of paper that has the SOFI information on it. It surprises me. I don't see it right up there, pinned up there, but I will find it. Just give me a minute here. Give me a minute. Well, it eludes me. It eludes me. Just like, oh my goodness gracious. Hold on, people. didn't find my list. Where I stuck it, I do not know. Maybe it's underneath here. Aha! There we go. Oh, okay. So we've gone from 684 to 685. That changed, and now we've jumped to 694 institutions. How do you like that, people? What do you know? Let's add that institutions. And there we had 636 long, 19 short right here. Right there. So now we're going to flip this page over. Institutions. And this is what date are we on now? Yep. Oh, yeah. This is very cool. Very cool, folks. We're on the 21st. Institution 821 has jumped to 694. I told you, folks, follow the money. These people are coming in. These institutions are piling in. When these drops happen, they're coming in with us, right? Follow the money. Follow the money. Absolutely. And we have in that group 642 long. And then short, we have, yep, that's good, folks, to catch this. You got to keep track of these institutions. I'm telling you, folks, if you're not doing that, you're making a mistake. Because they can also be indicators of when you should be getting out of a stock, not just when you should be buying into it, but when you should be leaving it. Because if the big fish are leaving it, you should be leaving it. And that's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. But wow, that is impressive. That is impressive. You see, these institutions, they aren't buying because they're worried about this being under $10 and dropping to $5. They're buying because it is under $10 and going above that. In the long term. That's what I think. That's what I feel. I want to thank you for being here with me and sharing the sentiment that many of you share with me, and that's why you're here, and to listen to what I have to say and things like this that I just discovered for us all. Look at that. We've had a change of institutional shares, and I'm going to put down how many they have now on this sheet as well. Let's see how many total. Institutional shares long. And this is good. This is a good long amount. 363,988. I like that number. 988. 363,988. 353. 353. And folks, I want you to know something. I kept track of the percentage. It's now gone from 23 to 29% to what is it here? Let me see here. And then 32 long and short. Long, short, 32. Okay. And folks, institutional shares has now jumped from what I just told you, 23.29 to 38.31. Okay? 821 and jumped to 38.31%. Folks, these people are taking up some big positions. Just so you're aware. 38.31%. Okay. So they've gone from 23 to 29.8 to 38.31. All right, and we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to keep an eye on this close, and I told you I would, and I'm glad I did, because I think that's good information right there to see institutions piling in. Very nice indeed. And of these 694, I wonder there is a way to get in there. I did it already. I just don't know the way to sneak back in there. I got to find this thing. To find who the new top 10 are, holders. 694. I found it the other day. It was down here. It's in this area right here. Warrants, no. It's coming back to me. Common stock. So 39 owners. 695. Here it is right here. MX SOFI. So we're going to get, next time we get to this bar, we're going to write MX SOFI. This is going to be the one, I think, right here where we're going to see it. Let's see. Oh, am I in the right area? Oh, I remember what it was. It was under this. It is this, but you've got to put in here shares. And that would be the least number, and this is the most. Yes, shares. Here's where we got it. Here's where we got it. Yep, we got to also click on this. After we get to the page, we're going to click on shares. Okay, Fintel. That's right. We got to click on shares to get the number of the top 10 groups here. So, and we've had some changes. Vanguard, Black Rock, still top. Silver Lake. Well, look what happened here. Silver Lake took up more because they had gotten knocked out of the top down. They'd gotten knocked down the list. They had 31. Now are they? Let me see if I'm right. 31, 154, 165. Okay, that's right. Let's see here if I'm right. And then VTMX, that's right. They came in right below. 23, 19, we got 73. I'm making sure here. Black Rock. Did not. They must have bought theirs back because they had shown on Friday 35, 820, and now they're back up to 38, 122. That's good. Boop. So they have not sold off any Black Rock, or if they did, they just made a little move and made some profit and then put it right back over. Silver Creek, yep, let's see here. We're just looking at the numbers of shares here, folks. See if anybody's either added or dropped. And they all look pretty much the same here. But we must have had some others come in. Obviously, we have, because we see how many institutional holders there are now. 693, up from the previous number of 636 on Friday. Folks, that's 27 institutions going long on this stock. Why? You should ask. Right? Thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate you checking out what I'm showing you. And I thank you for your likes, the ones that have been by and hit the like button. I appreciate it. It's important to me for sharing this video with your friends and stuff and what I'm going to be doing. But I have to make a phone call here, very much so, right now. So let me try and make this phone call, and then I will get back to you in just a moment. All right? So we're going to put right back over here, and we're going to put King Cat will be right back. Just chill out a minute. And I will be back in a little bit. All right, be back soon. Y'all hang. It could take me just 3 minutes not to get through, but if I get through, I'll have to come back and in about a half an hour. Okay, but we'll have to say farewell for a little while. But let's just see. Hold on, folks. Just hold with me. All right. We're back for a little while. We did make a connection, but Loki wasn't ready yet to do this, but going to get it done today, so we'll be back in a minute. I am here, and thank you for being here. I'm going to change the screen back over to my page. There we go, and we do have the display up under me, so that works well. And so how do you like that? All these institutional ownership taking up more positions, institutions. Golly, go wonder, why do you figure that is? You know, do Do they maybe see what happened this time too, just like I pointed out? What happened every time on earnings now, how this stock gets beaten down 30% and then turns around and goes up 55% afterwards? It's happened now 2 times. Well, at least the 55% happened the last time on earnings. It took only about a month and a half for that to take place. And I'm going to move this mic. It's a little bit right in my face, I see here. Make sure we still have the right direction, and we got plenty of volume, which I think we do because of as of last time. But I just want to show you, hey, we found more. We found more interesting information about what I suspected last week, and I told you it sure looked to me like institutional accumulation. What was going on? It looked very suspiciously like institutional accumulation on what we saw last week. And so I was completely right. And guess what? There's going to be more of that happening. There's going to be a lot more institutions that are going to keep coming in. And because when they, especially on these little pullbacks, and this is, again, I wanted to point it out to you folks, if you look at the historical data, not just this chart, but let me go over here. I like to have this one usually in my second position, historical data. Look at that cup and handle, boy, howdy. Look at that big old cup and handle there. Man, oh man, that thing looks good. Whew. Well, folks, I tell you, let's see here. Let me just do a little something here real quick. Okay. There we go. Yeah. All right. Hey, but isn't it interesting though that we saw that they made an effort anyway to stop this thing from reaching a new high today? Because I had already told you here on Friday and even on Thursday, when we start seeing this make its move upwards, they're either going to attack for their constituents to be able to tell them they defeated to a higher, lower high, or they'll go after the low. Well, here they're not going to get the low to drop below 789, and in fact, it looks to me like they're not going to get it better than a 19% gain on the low. And to me, that just is a major sign of strength for this stock. 19 cents is great, because if you go back to after May the 15th and look what happened after Chivrini Day, look how much it gained, all right? It only gained 8 cents, okay? From the low 445 the next day, it went up what? This was 16 cents, right? Yep. That was 16 cents that it made the day after Chivrini Day. And look where we are now, folks. So I'm comparing here back to this because my presumption has been, and I'm told everyone, we're going to see this same progression up just like that. Right there, folks. That's the way I feel about it. And I want to thank all 11 of you that are here with me right now looking at what I'm showing you. Again, I'm just pointing out what I think is obvious and what's going to happen. And we'll see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Will we not? We sure will. We're going to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Everybody will be able to see exactly what I predicted, and it'll either come true or it won't. But one thing's for certain, these institutions must be, they got their eye on this little baby right here, right? This little fledgling, right? There's a lot of institutions coming in, folks. That's another, what was it, the increase? Let's just see how many went up today, because we were there. Let's see, we were at 694, and we were at 636. Wow, yeah. Yeah, 28 institutions? Last time there were only 20. Let me make sure I'm right with those numbers, because I'm not real great with math, but sometimes I do all right. Right? But we're going to find out. We're going to see. So 693 is where we are, minus, and then we're going to do the old numbers, 636. 636 equals. What? Oh, wait a minute. Is that right? No, there were 684, but when I first, and there were 636 of them were long, okay? There were 684. So let's make sure we're giving the right numbers here. So 684, so we've had 9 more. That means a total The first time I noticed the jump, there was a difference of 20. Then since then, 2 more, and then now 9 more. So 20 plus 2, 22 and 9, 31 institution increase in a period of a month. 31, right? 31 institutions, folks. Follow the money. Jazzy, Jay Reezy, thank you for being here. And all of you who are here, thank you. I just wanted to let you know that what I predicted has started happening, and that we're going to see each day this thing be green day after day. And what I mean by that is what we're going to see by end of day. But the most encouraging thing that I've seen so far today is this, and I'll show it to you in a second. Golly, man, get over here. I can give some happiness and thanks, man. This thing was being difficult on me. Yay, thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate it. But what I'm showing Jay today is, look at this, an increase in institutional ownership. Now 693 with 641 long. On Friday, 684 with 636 long. So be aware of that. There were only 19 shorting it. Now there's a whole 20 versus 693 long. All right. So now I want to just be aware that that is a nice total increase right there. Institutions on 821. And a very interesting thing, it seems ironic. Did I write the wrong number? Because let's see what it says here. 693. Well, why did I write 694 on 821? I don't know. Maybe one just sold one. Maybe they went the other shorter position. 642 long. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what the number of shares is. 363,988,353. Well, that's the exact same number of shares that I wrote down before. So how'd that number just change to 641 and then 693? Puzzling, I'll tell you that much. That's just puzzling. All right, well, we're going to make sure we write down what they're showing, and I've got to change this to 693 now. I don't know why. Nothing's changed with the share numbers. And then we got 641. 641. 641 and 20. Still 20 short. And we got 32 long and short. So I don't have any clue how that could change in the 10 minutes I just showed it. But anyway, that is cool. That is very cool to see institutions coming in. And I suspected that last week when we saw, and I told everybody, it looked to me like on Thursday, Friday, manipulation. Looked like I thought, even said, I think some institutions are coming in here, folks. I think they're coming in on these lows, especially having reached the lowest low that we've seen in over a month and a half, 789. Let's go back to this chart and figure out when the last time we saw 789 pop into play, all right? Let's go to the 3-month chart, maybe. See what we got here. 789. Here we go. What is this over here? Right here. Let's see. 774 right there. So around the first week of May, what do you know? May 5th, May 4th, May 5th, after they attacked it the last time. After they attacked it down 30%, and we all saw where it went after that. Yep, but I've already said, folks, the price was at 564 the last time, or 654 when they knocked it down to 445, that 30%, and then a 55% off the 445. So this low here, folks, if you go 55% off the low of 789, that puts us around $12. And I think it's going to be within 6 weeks. Some people say I'm crazy, but we're going to find out over time. And we're also going to find out that I was right, I believe, that every single day we're going to see a new higher low by a few cents. We might see one day pull back by a penny, by 3 pennies, something like that. But I say the same thing that we saw last time is about to happen again. And there's no way they're going to take this thing down further than they just did Friday. That's my call. And I could be wrong completely, but that's the way I feel about it. So I want to thank you for being here with me and sharing in my sentiment and ideas. We have 13 dropped in. We've got a couple who've made some comments. I want to thank you for letting me know you're here and appreciate you liking my video. And what I'm showing folks today is an increase in institutional ownership. What do you know? An increase in institutional ownership. And why I think that's important is because that's why I follow it. I go every day and I look at it. I look at it every single day. And I'm going to remember this next time how I got to this page right here. I'm going to try and retrace it in my head here just to do it. So I go over here to bookmarks. And then I go SOFI institutions. Once I get on this page here, I can go down here to this right here. And that's going to be where I want to be right there. MX SOFI. And then I click on that. And after I get there, I'm going to go to shares because that'll tell me the top 10 shareholders or who has the most and what's changing. And yeah, we're going to keep track of this very nicely. Here we go, right here. And then right here, click on shares. And there we go. And that's the least number held by people, by groups. And then these are the most held, right? So there you can see it. Very nice, very easy, very simple to be able to determine this. And you can see, by the way, look at the percentage value gains. Look at this, right? 45% Vanguard Group, BlackRock 46%, right? You can see it right there, value and percentage. Silver Lake, look at theirs. These institutions are doing very, very well, and they're going to continue to build on their positions as the price rises, my suggestion would be. Because it is rising and they look for opportunities just like I do to accumulate more, especially here at right after lunchtime and it's $8.13. Goodness gracious, how many times have we bought there and made money, people? Cha-ching. Many, 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 many times, folks. Oh, Jay Razy tells me have a look at GM. Okay, sure will. Yep. There was a time when I had GM for $3.56 a share. Where are we now? This will be enlightening, I'm sure. Good God. $33 a share. I'm not kidding you, folks. Look at around 2004. Yeah. It would have been 2005 or 2006. Can't even go to the 5-year chart, but let's go to the max. Now, they're not showing this nearly. This isn't right. I can guarantee you they must have done a split or something like that because this stock was down in the threes. But I'm not sure. It's really not making a big gain, but I'm looking at the long term over. Let's look at the 5-day. It's on a dip. Might be a good buy spot. Starting to ascend. What happened with it? Slashes 200 engineering jobs. Cuts its fleet. GM slashes 200 engineering jobs and cuts its fleet. Ugh. That's not very good. How is this thing still green? Look at the price, $33.13, folks. Just saying. Just throwing it out there for you. Hey, give me a minute here. Let me grab some more coffee. I'll be right back. I'm back. Nice. Oh, look at this power stance by the shorts, holding the price at $8.13. What a statement. A lot better than yesterday's or Friday's low. So I don't know what kind of statement it's making on their part, but God bless them for trying anyway. 789 to 813. That's a nice improvement off the low and resistance level, a new one. So congratulations to all of you who got in on the low today when it was achieved. I did not. I had some things I was doing and didn't get to buy and accumulate more on the low today. I missed my opportunity, but that's okay because as we already all know, there's an effort by them at lunchtime to sometimes drive it down. I might be able to get a nice cheap share, but right at the end of lunch. But it looks to me like that's already gone away. And so congratulations to everybody for seeing into the future and looking back to the past to see where the future might go, right? So, but GM seems to not to be suffering under this new news, and they're actually green. How do you like that? Boy, what do you think would happen if SOFI was announced that they had cut 200 of their engineering jobs, which obviously wouldn't be a headline for them, but can you imagine if they were scaling back and cutting back, what would happen to their stock price, folks? Good Lord. It would be a catastrophe. Thanks for letting us know, Jay, about that. It's unaffecting. I guess maybe the public likes that they're scaling back and maybe cutting all that corporate expense, and overpaid people that they didn't need. Could that be an indication that they were already overfluffed? When they can cut that overhead, could that be I bet you. Well, anyway, I'm sad to hear that for those people that are losing their positions, and hopefully I wish them that they can find other positions quickly in this market. There are many people still are looking to hire qualified, good, reliable people, but they just went red, and I'm going to just wait and watch. But thanks for bringing that one up. That's a good one to keep an eye on. And it's interesting that they were holding the 13 number, and this was trying to be held there as well. But that didn't stop people from coming in and buying it right on up. And it's going to continue to be that way. And, folks, this is going to be, as I said to you and explained, it's going to be slow. All right, Gary. Yes. Hey, welcome, Gary. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Ba-da-doom, boom. Yippee. All right. Yeah. Just was showing Gary, guess what I discovered today? Yeah, look at here. We got a whole bunch more of institutional investors have come on board. We're up to 693 now. Had Yahoo was showing 613 when I first wrote it down on May the 7th. And then it went to 633. And then it went, when I started to go to Fintel, I discovered there were 634, and then it went to 636, and now then 684, and now more. We're up to, as I said, 693 institutions, so 9 more coming on, almost all of them long. One crazy enough to short this against a mountain of longs, 694 institutions, 693 for a total, and I'm keeping track of 363,988,353 shares. Right there's the number, boom. So there you go. More institutions, follow the money, right? Follow the money, folks. Don't be confused by daily rundowns and even earnings rundowns. Those are all meant and designed and planned, structured, and executed perfectly. And now there'll be an execution of slow, steady, upward trend off on this low. And folks, I want to go back here to May 15th. Look at Chivrini Day here when the David Chivrini came out with the article of $2 target, $250 price, right? May 15th, right there, you can see the price hit a low of $445. And thank you for that, Gary. I appreciate it. Yep, see that? And you can see it though, folks. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, it is nice. It's nice to see institutions coming in every time that they run the price back. And I said it on Thursday, Friday. I said it looks like accumulation to me. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see increase in institutional ownership. And there it happened. Just like that, boom. Catfish called that one. But look here. On the day of Chavrini Day, we're going to all celebrate May 15th, all of us SOFI shareholders, as the future unwinds. C Day, and not D Day, but C Day, right? And look at the price increase off of the low. When they finally got to that new low, here's how much it went up: 445 to 461. Okay, what's that amount? Well, 445 to 455 is 10 cents. Plus 6 is 16, right? 16-cent gain off the low. And then look at this gain today, 789 to 808, a 19-cent gain today on the low. And they did stifle the high, but I already said this is what they do. If they can't stop one, they'll stop the other, right? So they surely couldn't stop this low. So they tried, or have so far tried, to stop the high by 1 penny. Look at that, by 1 freaking penny, people. So did I call this too? I think I did. Yes, I did. Yep. All right. So they play these cards that I have already seen. It feels like almost I've already seen them play this hand before. This is like deja vu almost, seeing the way they played this stock over after the earnings call, but they played it a little bit differently. It was in slow motion. This time it was a slow motion technique. It was the slow attrition down 30% again. Not like the last time in 4 days, folks, from May the 1st to May the 4th. Go back. You can look at the history. You'll see how far they dropped it after the last earnings call on May 1st. You can see how they piled in on it this time, did the adverse, ran the button. Volume up was up over almost 75 million higher than the volume on May the 1st when they were dropping it. On this last earnings call, look at it, 205 million, I think it was. The other time, 175 million. You can look right down here. I'll show it to you. 210 million. Folks, that's a lot more than they used to run it down on May the 1st. You can see it right here. Look how much they used on May the 1st to run it down. Right there. Boop, highlight it for you. 125 million. This time they said, let's ride the wave. Let's go in long. They came in the Thursday before earnings. I've shown people this before, but to you new folks, they came in here before the earnings came out on this date right here, the 31st, and they brought the price down from 978, 2 days higher, to 894. They piled in. These institutions that you see increasing, this is where they did it, right? Some of them did it last week. There was 20 institutions that came in. I think it was here because they went long on it at that price, and look where it was. To 1170, that's 210 off the high and even higher off the low, right? Because the high was only 960. It went 210 higher here, 960, and then add to that this right here, 894. Good Lord, that's a great profit for getting in right there, and how many of them came in and did it and worked it out. And it was a great gain for them. But when the other one said, let's short it here, let's buy so much, we'll buy this time, ride the wave up, and then we'll work it down again, but slow and meticulously. And that's exactly what they did. Yay for them. And yay for us. In a way, if you were paying attention to what I said prior to the earnings call, I actually said that might be the way they go this time. They might decide, let's not fight all this volume. Let's just ride it up. Let's go long. And they did. I think I called it perfectly. And I don't I don't want any indication that I was the foreteller of the future or anything, because that's not, I don't have that kind of enlightenment, but I just have been here around a long time, and I see how things sometimes work out, and it's best that we just keep a lot of our money on the side, know when to sell at these highs. I told every one of you who was with me on when the day it got to that 1170 high, I said 1166, put your orders in there, maybe even 1165. Don't mess around. We're up very nicely. Let's get out and let it pull back. And there were some that did. I know for a fact. They told me so. So congratulations to them. And Now we're going to ring the bell again. We're going to do it on this one because there's no way this low, I'm telling you, is going to drop below this number, in my opinion, based on what we've seen before. Let's see what we got here. Ah, my buddy K, Double K. Let's check on him. What's going on, Double K?
What are you doing there, sir?
We're up and we're live and we're cat feeding it right here after 1 o'clock. We were able to see them get the low down on SoFi only to a low of 808, and that's a lot better than the low on Friday of $7.89. That's for sure.
Oh, what was the low on Friday?
I just said $7.89.
Oh, wow.
So a 19-cent gain off the low today. I like that a lot, and I called it too. I told everybody the low won't go any lower. You take a picture of that $7.89 because you're never going to see it again. I told them that on Friday. I said if you bought along with me, you should take pictures of the buy orders like I did, because I'm going to have them framed and on the wall one day. So, and anyway, they're trying right now to go for another low right at this time. They've got it down to 810, but they're just they're so much higher than the last low that I don't see any achievable possibility for it to happen. I don't see it below, not even below 8 again ever, maybe after Friday. But there's a lot of people coming. There's a lot of institutions just added more positions. I found out that now the number has gone from 613 when I started in May up to 6. Then it went to 633. Then it went to 686, and now it's at 693 today. They had 9 more institutions came in on it on Friday or Thursday. I don't know which day they came in. But the lowest it was on Thursday when it was on Friday when it was 789, and that's probably when they came in. That's my guess. Anyway, anything on your end moving that you got your eye on? Suggestions?
I haven't really noticed anything. I haven't really looked either. I've been doing a few things this morning and dealing with stuff.
Me too. I had to take care of some stuff early this morning, and I also have to still take care of one other task here. It's going to knock me off the air very soon. I'm going to have to say I'll be back to everybody because I'm going to have to take care of some business for about maybe half an hour to an hour. I don't know how long it will take, and it might just be later this afternoon, a little bit later I come on. But right now, this looks very stern and holding up well, SoFi at this 810, 811, and bouncing good.
So you were on this morning already? And then
I'm on now, talking. Off? We're talking right now.
Oh, you're on right now?
Yeah, we're listening to you. That's why I asked if you had any picks or anything that was making a move.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, we're on now. We're live now, and I've got to shut off, though, because pretty soon I'm going to get a phone call, and I need to take care of some business. So anyway, I'll have to say farewell to everyone for a little bit when I do that. But right now I'm just showing them how we've reached a higher low today by 19 cents higher than Friday, and this is what I predicted. It's exactly what I predicted, and now it's going to be the same thing. They took it down 30% on May the 1st to the 4th. Now they took it down another 30% this time, and then we'll see the same return, a 55% gain from here within a month and a half. That's my call. We're going to be around the high 11s to 12s, maybe even in the 13 range. My call is within a month and a half from today's date, based on what they did the last time, and seeing all of these institutions piling in, because that's 20 more 2 weeks ago, and now another 9. They're coming in, man. Institutions are not going to miss this opportunity. Oh, we got somebody saying something here. Gary, I'm paying attention to the 10 and 30-year yields, the dollar, the high-yield corporate bonds, and Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. And Gary says, I'm thinking that SoFi is going to go a bit lower because of the factors above. Okay. I appreciate your insight. I can definitely appreciate that. I like that. I like analysis, regardless of whether it points to a positive direction or a negative direction for us. I like to have a reason why. There's a lot of times people will come on and just, this thing's going to 7, or it's going to dive to 5, Well, don't just throw a number out there like that to me. And, say that and substantiate it with a reason, and I can compliment that and appreciate that. I appreciate good, thought out, logical reasoning, and the way I show things. The way I show things differently in perspective is by going and looking at the 6-month chart and just pulling this back and looking at the angle of this 200-day moving average, folks. I mean, I see what's happening right here, and I know the effort, and I know why. I pointed it out to everybody because there's so many still shorted and trapped. They're in a bear trap here. And what I still call, I believe, is possible, highly possible, even though I could be completely wrong. I have been in the past. I've been incorrect, and I got fooled. But this is a scenario where I see them achieving so much profitability and so at such a rate now. I think the student loan thing is just a great opportunity for them, and they're going to blow doors on people's. I think they're going to blow people's minds. They're not going to believe what these people have pulled and done over when the next 2 quarters come out. We'll see. We'll see how they are. I honestly believe that we'll be much, much higher than we are here now. I think we're very, very undervalued. But I am also, like I say, and Gary adds that that's just the short term. His belief on this short term. Long term is he's still bullish on short bear. And I think it's possible too. You've heard me say it, Gary. They could actually knock this thing back to 666, believe it or not. And believe me, if they did, I would buy another freaking couple thousand shares. We'd add some zeros, Gary, like you say, and Sean. And yeah, I'd be adding, I understand. I appreciate that, Gary, that you're confirming and that you're talking short term. And I know that too. But that's why I tell people, that you should have most of your nest eggs still sitting there to go in with. Keep it on the sidelines for pullback opportunities like even now. Because look at this drop, folks. This is equal. This equates what they did the last time. And I've shown people on this chart here on Yahoo, they do not show an accurate number. They're showing $9.74 over there as the high on the 14th. Well, it wasn't there. The high on the 14th was 10.23. They're a full 40 cents, 35 cents higher. It was up here. They don't show you that because they don't want you to see these numbers of the drop are equal to one another. Both times it fell 30%. So and I liked what happened off this double bottom, and I'm seeing a bottom here, and if we see this move up a little bit and another little pullback right there around the end of the beginning of September, and then I see off it goes. That's where I see. So I'm basing this upon the last double bottom. There's the first bottom now we're looking at on this screen when I show you the 6 month. And I think we're going to see a move up to this price right about here. And that would be around $9 perhaps. And then we might see this double bottom back down to where we just tapped. And then that'll be off to the races just like this right here that's my call. Could be wrong. But anyway, that's where I'm seeing, and boy, I like what I see right now, even here. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by this stock and how fast it has the potential to move. And I base that point only by the amount of volume that we've seen in the past that made it move by tens of dollars. Small time volume a year and a half ago, making it move such big amounts. And now we got a lot of volume here coming in. We got a lot of eyes on this stock. That's all I'm saying. And I think there's going to be a surprise because I think that they are in a big bear trap. They're going to get tired of paying the interest on these positions that they're shorted at 4s and 450s and 5s and 550s and 6 and 666s. They're all going to come to fruition. We're going to get, all right, we've had enough. I think they'll throw in the towel. I think they're going to throw up their hands and go pick an easier target. Someone who's not as definitive. And by the way, CEO of this company, Anthony Noto, was the CFO, Chief Financial Officer of Twitter. And he knows what he's doing. He knows how to run a company, how to make it create revenue, and how to make the right decisions and at the right time. It's all about timing, too. So anyway, just making sure that all of you can see that run to 808 again was annihilated, and those shares were quickly consumed, and now we're back to 816, folks. We're going to be green today on the upside, too, and if we are, that will be the absolute best signal we could see is a close over 828 today, folks. because then we'd have them wiped out 19 cents on the low and on the high as well. All right. And folks, that's what we saw a lot of after May the 5th and after May the 15th. Okay. We saw a lot of those days. You want to see them, go back to the 15th and look, we beat them on the low here and on the high. We beat them on the low and the high. Here they pulled us back a penny, and a penny on the high. Look, 1 penny on each on that date on May the 19th. You see that, folks? Right? And then what did they do? We saw a new higher high and a higher low by 1 penny. They hated that. Another one, higher high, higher low, higher high. No, it was down a little bit on May 24th. Who knows, probably a hit article or a downgrade by somebody else on May the 24th. But then higher, you just look up here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It sounds like a song. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. The Indians are chanting, and it's raining tears of the shorts that shorted on Chevrini's say of $2.50 a share value. And all those shorters were higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Hope you're enjoying this, folks. And the Native American Indians are now have chanted it up to 1023, and then bam, it shot on up to the more realistic 1170. And this thing's just, man, coming unwound on it, but they're making good money on it. They did this time again. They made another 30%. And as I said to you already, they already had bought this right here, folks, at these prices, 877 lows, 804s, they bought there, and they were accumulating. And even before this day of the big jump up to 1170, they were buying at this number 894. And then they sold at 1170. There was a 23% gain from right there to right there, 23% roughly. And then from there, shorting it down 30. So just think about all they've made on this thing. From the very beginning, this has just been a gold mine from them back to May the 1st. Because they dropped it by freaking 30%. I've shown people this. They dropped it from 654 the day of earnings. They were able in 4 days to drop it 30% to that figure I've shown people before. And I just keep trying to point it out. 459 was 27, but when they got it on Chivrini Day, they actually had it down on the 15th on his guidance and target price of $250 per share. They got the thing all the way down to 445, and that was a 30% down move. And that was, folks, how they made 30 the first time. Then it went up 55%, so now they're up 85%. Then they run it up 23%. They're up over 100%. They drop it another 30% like they just did after on those shorter positions. Now they're up 130%. And then they make it go up 55% again from there. 235% gain. Is that possible? Yeah, sure is. It's a dream story for them. It's a dream scenario, and we're watching it unfold. I think very slowly now it'll just continue to make gains on the lows and the highs. That's my call. So I hope that makes sense to you how I just laid it out. And I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But why wouldn't they ride this kind of wave? I mean, man, it's been so profitable for them already, this scenario. I think I did the math wrong anyway, but I was going to make sure I go again here. Sorry, folks, if this bores you, but I'm going to go back here to this right here, this number that they had it on the day of earnings, 654. And then I know that by the time they got it all the way down on the 15th to that number, it was 30%, right? So let's just say that they shorted at 654. All right. At 654. And then they made it fall to 445, which I know is 30%. So they made 30% there. Then it went up 55%. To 1023. Then it fell from 1023 to how much? a low of, oh my gosh, 771. Wow. Wonder what the news was that made it fall that much.
Well, I can't remember the one that you and I were talking about the other day that I pointed out, and you were like, "Oh, thank you for pointing that out to me." I don't remember which one that was.
I might have it written down here. Hold on. Equals divided by 10.23 equals times.
And the reason I don't know which one it was is because
24%.
so much over the last week.
That's 24%. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Absolutely. And then the price went from there up to what? I'm just diagnosing this to 1013. So 771 to 1013. I'm showing people what a gold mine this is for them. 1013 minus 10.13 minus 7.71 equals divided by 10.13 equals times 100 equals, and that's another 23.8%. We'll just say 24. God dang. Wow, 771, 1013. And then yep. And then from the 1013, it dropped all the way back to, what was the low? Let's see what the low was. 933, 931, 921. Nope. We're lower. 894. What do you know? 894. There it is. So from 1013 to 894. Two days before the earnings call came out. That's another, how much? So divided by 10, 1, 3 equals time. And that is another 11%. Then they dropped it 31%. All right. And now it goes up 55%, if I'm right. That's not happened yet, but I'm going to add these percentages up from the highs to the lows, shorted, and then ups where they shorted, and then longs when they ran it down, and then up when they shorted. So how much is it total? Well, from the May 1st, 654 high, down to 4 days later on 360 million shares, down to 445 was 30%, roughly. We're rounding these off a little bit. 30% plus. Then it went from that price to $10.23, and that was off David Chiavrini Day. That's a 55% gain, folks. All right? 55 plus. All right? Then from 1023, it went all the way down from 770 to 771. That's plus 24%, plus 24 plus. Then from 1013, from 1013, the next high, from 771, it went up to 1013. That's another 24 plus 24. All right, we're at 133%. And then from the 1013 down to 894, all right, and that happened to be 11%. So 11 plus, and then from there, from the 1013, 894, at 894, it went all the way up to 1170 from 894. And folks, that is 31%. Folks, that's 175% gain if they did what I just said they did, right? And that's pretty damn good. Even if they didn't hit every single high and low exactly, if they were in the ballpark, if they were in the range of that, that's amazing, folks. And then from here, another 55% potential up. What? This total here is 175, where we are percent now. What if it goes up 55% from there? Well, now they're up 230% on this lovely SoFi stock. That's pretty killer, huh? That's how the rich get richer, folks. I'm just calling it out like I think. I could be completely wrong, but it sure seems suspicious from the very beginning on the May 1st. I pointed it out many times. It upset me even worse because I bought after that. Yeah, I came in here on the same day that Anthony Noto, the CEO of not our company, but the company I have a lot of shares in, Anthony Noto came in on the same day I did, right here. Bought a bunch of them. He was right with me at 466, folks. He bought at 467.5, and so, folks, he wasn't stupid. He knew what was going on too, and I read into it. But after I bought on that low, folks, and they started to make its move back up, I got furious when they came out and this guy Chavrini said $2.50 a share, and that's when I started piling in my first videos. Look at it right here, May 17th. Go back and track my history of videos on YouTube and when I started my first SoFi video. And I'll tell you, and you'll see where the price was right here. It was just below $5. So this was the day that I said, hey, folks, I think you should start making the move on this because I think it's been beaten down. And then it did go up 55%. And so I felt good about that. Many of us sold here when it got over 10. 10.13 was where I called trigger time because I knew what they would try from there. And sure enough, they just ran it right on back down, 771, right? There was all these attacks coming with downgrades galore, downgrading to higher numbers than they had done before. That's right. That's right. They had higher targets. The price blew past those. They downgraded to higher targets again, and it's blown past those. All of those. They're telling you now that Morgan Stanley had downgraded to $7 or $7.50 per share, I believe, when they downgraded, and they happened to own 58 million shares at the time, and now they own even more. Let's go over to the holders here and see what they're showing on Yahoo. Still showing 633. Wow, these people are really with the times. Goodness gracious. I'm glad I do not go there anymore for that information, and you probably shouldn't either, just advising. Like I said, they say in their disclaimer, if you read it, that this is all for entertainment purposes. So there doesn't have to be any real accuracy going on there. Look at this price, though. How do you like this thing? 817. Gonna go green. 817 and it's gonna go green. You see, it's 817 and it's gonna go green. That's right. They won't be able to stop it, people. UK Echo, haven't seen you today, but we'd like to say thank you in advance for your popping in if you decide to do so. All right, we're going to keep an eye on...
People will hate you for it.
Oh, including the British, who think that we annihilate their... Yeah. Oh, I've already spoken about that. They already say that we butchered the hell out of their language, the folks from England and stuff, that they don't like the way Americans have assaulted their language and slang full of all kinds of corruption. They've just corrupted the English language. And that's true. I'm aware of that. No, not all English folks. I don't generalize. I never generalize. Huh?
I was just being mindful of the...
Yes.
I guess.
Yep. Well, I got news for you. This thing's going green, man. Look at the price, 816. Was not able to be held for the longest time. They tried to hold this thing back. But folks, you can already see where this is going. I want to thank all of you. There's been 69 here on my channel today, and I want to thank you who are here dropping in to see what I'm showing you about institutions piling in on this, just like I said they would be doing on Friday. If you go over here to the chart, look what they did all week long. Well, these are institutions that work these numbers. That's how they get to these lows where they all get their biggest buys in, and they work some sort of magical mystery. It's a magical mystery, but then suddenly what are we doing? We're seeing a low 19 cents higher the next day. Are you with me, everybody? Suddenly, and look at the volume that it took them to even get it there in the first place. Look what little volume we're dealing with now here over. Look at this comparative to Fridays and Thursdays. Look at Thursday afternoon, all that poured in volume there. Was that the last of their 210,000 shares that they bought on the day they ran it up to 1170? Was that the last in their powder keg right there? I think it was. I think that 215,000 shares that we saw right here on this date, folks, on the day of earnings, 210,958,000 shares. Is that the end of it? Did they use it all up on Friday? I think they did, and I think we're now going to see that they've all gone long, and it won't be very long at all, but it'll be slow in the comparison, because I say this because they're just going to make it go up like the last time. It took a month and 10 days for it to go up 55%, people. It didn't happen overnight. It wasn't destroyed overnight, and it won't make these gains overnight. Be patient, though. Buy every day on these lows. When you see me pop on and you see me telling you, hey, folks, this is the bottom right here, I hope you do get more, because today, called it today, when it was at 813, I said, how many times have I bought at 813 and made money? And so folks, and you all know that I've bought this stock for much more than it is even here now. But you also know that when it got to that 1170 range, I knew it was time. So, but what we're seeing here this afternoon, we're going to see just this continued gradual gain. And as I go back again to the amount of after May the 15th on David Chiaverini's downgrade and target price of $2.50, the price hit $4.45, and that was the very bottom, just like on Friday, and it was down 30%, just like on Friday. And then what happened? You saw a 16-cent gain on Monday, and then the next day an 8-cent gain, and then you saw a 27-cent gain, then you saw 1 penny pullback, then you saw a gain of a penny, then you saw a gain of 30 cents, then you saw 2 down days that ran it down from 522 to only 509. So that's a 12-cent drop. They were trying for 13, believe me. But then the next day, after 509, it was 522. That's an 11-cent gain. And then 559 from 522. That's a 37-cent gain. And then 610. Folks, that's a 61-cent gain, right? From 560 to 610 would be 50 cent. No, I'm wrong. That's a 51-cent gain there. 51 cents. And then look at the next day, from 610 to 663, that's a 53-cent gain. And it just kept going that way. Look at that. The next day, 671, it was a 9-cent gain. And then 707, folks, that's a 36-cent gain, or 37. Are you with me? And it just kept doing that by these little gains. Then up from 707 to 714. That's just, and then bam, it jumped up 50 cents from 714, 40 cents to 764. Right? Or is that 50? Yep, I'm right. That's 50 cents. Man, it just kept going up, folks. It just kept, and that's what I say is going to happen now. Repeating this history right here. Gains by then 2 cents. Then the next day it was by 50 cents. Then the next day it gained by 30 cents. And the next day it gained by another 30. You see these, folks. I'm not making this up. 50-cent gain there. All right. So just stick it out. Watch what happens. Be patient. Because, like I said, they didn't do it the last time overnight, and they're not going to do it this time overnight. But it's the same move. It's a duplication. Thank you all for being over here checking out what I'm showing you.
Well, let me throw this out there. A lot of these companies are doing all the same thing. They're bringing them all down to a higher low. than where they were before, but in some instances, I'm seeing 1 or 2 pennies difference. And now it's starting to go back up. So it's like, okay. So as long as you know those areas, that's where everybody can make money.
That's right.
Because you know the ranges of these of where these stocks are going to be.
That's right. Well, my opinion is the thing's at the bottom, and it has reached that very similar same price that we saw on the last earnings call, but they went a different tactic this time, and they've had the exact same success, and now I believe that they have just made fortunes on this stock, as they often do, just by these numbers that I'm showing you and the methods of downgrading and so forth. It's not coincidental, folks. It isn't. And I showed people how many institutions were piling in while the price kept falling and falling and falling and falling. They were just coming in big time. I mean, I showed people, you can see it on this same thing on Fintel. If you look at it, there's a chart they have that shows, and it was just massive numbers of them accumulating. Just here they are right here on this chart. My God, you look at this chart, it's insane. While the price was dropping, they're not even showing the price anymore. They've taken it off. There used to be a black line that ran from here all the way down while it was all during that time. Yep. If you folks that were here before, don't you remember seeing this big black line from up here where the price was down to where it went to? Goodness gracious, the line's disappeared. Wow. Oh, well, it was there. I had it. All that time that the doggone price was falling like a rock, institutions were taking up more and more shares of it. And now they own a lot. They own a lot of shares, and they have a lot they could actually sell as well at times.
I'm almost wondering. I got to take a look at a bunch of stocks and stuff, and take a look at some of the news that came out. But as soon as they start, this might be a trend. As soon as they start announcing, downgrades to their stock or something like that, when you know it should be up, I think that might be a signal to get out of the market at the time.
Yep.
Because really, it's right now. It's where you get out at the top and where you come back in at the bottom, and that's really kind of where it's at. If you want to be a flex trader, that's it.
I had one of my people, by the way, today, Jay Reezy1, told me about GM, to watch GM, because GM just slashed 200 engineering jobs and cuts their fleet. And that actually is affecting the stock positively. It is not up by any means at all, really, but it's green by 5 cents. And one might think, wow, I guess everybody sees that as good news. But anyway, they're making it go up that way. Yep. But thank you for Jay Reezy for bringing it up, because it's good to keep an eye on it there. Look at this right though.
Yeah.
SOFI is.
Well, they've also got some good things going on with GM right now, so it's hard to say.
Yep. Yes, sir. Rock and roll, rock and roll. Well, I thank you very much for being here and on the call right now. I'm waiting on a phone call any second that's going to come in. And when it comes in, I'm going to have to end this live feed. And I'm going to be back on later this afternoon, perhaps. But by then, the price will be in the 820s and past the 824 is my prediction. Based on what I'm seeing right now happening here before 2. It's making a move upwards, and that's very good for us. Very good to see this thing prior to 2 starting to see an increase, although very slim. We might soon start seeing a 2-cent jump or a 3-cent jump, and that's what I want to see, because that will indicate to me higher volume buys coming in. And right now the volume today is low, extremely low compared to that of the past. And that, if this goes green under that low of volume, that is also, to me, the kiss of death for the shorts. If we have this very, very low volume, and by the way, look at the number that this thing is negative here. Do you see it? just keep an eye on it. These are the little things that I bring to people's attention, and just watch and observe, and you can either make your own decisions about it. Is it just circumstantial, or is there other things behind certain numbers? And we saw the 813 effort dissolve away quickly, and now we're seeing this start to tumble away as well. But you can see what's happening here. I appreciate your being here to check it out and to leave your comments. But as I said, if I get this call here pretty soon, I'm going to have to call it a day for a little bit. Not a day, but call it a half day, and then maybe come on for another half day in a little while after lunchtime, perhaps. Or it's usually about what time I start nibbling on some grapes and stuff and eating some fruit, or have a monster milk or whatever they call that, muscle milk. Anyway, but yeah, hey, I tell you, SoFi looks very good here today. I like the way it looks a lot. And the Russell, by the way, the Russell 2000, because we're a member of the Russell 1000, and SoFi is in the 1000, but the 2000 is down and not looking good. But we're going to be fine, it looks to me like, and we're sure not going to see the same low as Friday when all those institutions piled in. And that doesn't surprise me one single bit, because institutions like to support their positions too once they come in, just like I do. You know, if it's getting hammered down, they don't want to they can step in and make big buys to make effects to their upside, and that's what they're all looking for. Those ones that just came in, they want upside. They're all long on it. That's what I just showed you. There was only one that went short, and the others all long. So there you go. I point out these institutions have added positions, folks, and I wanted you to know that today. They've gone up to 693. And I'm keeping track of how many institutions there are, and the lunchtime low. I've been keeping track of the lunchtime low. And let's go look at what the lunchtime low was today. Right now on this chart, I want to see on the 1 day what they were able to achieve just now, because as of the last trading days, 2 days in a row, the lunchtime low was 818. Okay? So what did we get to today? All right, let's see. Well, they went lower today during lunch. Congratulations to them. I'm looking for the lunchtime low. It was just pre-lunch when they got it down to, I see 809 there, 808. Yep, at 11:50. We're going to call that the lunchtime low, even though it wasn't really lunchtime. We're going to say 808. So that for them is an achievement, but it didn't stay very long, did it? 08. This is, oh yeah, didn't stay very long. All right, but I'm tracking it for sure, boy. They came at it today during lunch, didn't they? I guess some others wanted to cut this thing loose, but that's as low as they could get out, when they could have got out 19 cents lower on Friday. They don't like seeing that kind of thing. Believe me, that's very discouraging for them people. I guarantee you they're very discouraged by having the ability to get out 19 cents lower on Friday. And now that's an unconceivable number for them. Unconceivable. Anybody ever see the movie, was it Prince? What's it called? Oh, man.
Purple Rain?
No, Unconceivable. It's in the movie Princess Bride. You know, I've mentioned several good movies to you folks to go back and look at and see. I hope some of you have. That's one of them. If you've never seen Princess Bride, you have to watch that, because that's one of the best movies ever put together. And it's something that has some moments in it that you'll really enjoy. And Andre the Giant is actually in that movie. If you don't remember who he was, go see Princess Bride. Find it on the American Classics or something if you can, and or anyway on DVD or whatever you can rent it, maybe on some sort of.
Andre the Giant, the abnormally large human.
Andre the Giant was a very abnormally large human. That's correct. He was definitely quite a contender. And they have a fight in that movie that is really very, very well done. Again, there's several battles in that movie, not just battles physically that are pretty impressive and cool to see. but also there are battles mentally in that movie that are very fun, very good stuff. So go check it out. All right. Well, thank you for being here with me for a little bit. We're going to say farewell to my friend Double K. And by the way, I commented on your last shots, your photos. Awesome, dudes. Like I said, some of the best you've done. So very impressed with that, man. I liked it a lot. Very, very nice shot. So you're getting better all the time, Carl. You do have a knack for it. I don't know why you didn't get into photography, because you have a knack for it. So,
Thanks. Bye.
all right, see ya. By the way, if you want any of his photographic services, I can tell you how to get a hold of him. Oh, we got somebody that just tried to call 33 minutes ago. I don't even see him try to get in here. See what he's doing. See what he's up to. I wonder if I had another call come in too. All right, we'll just say bye to that one. Just see if we've had any others, because I was supposed to be getting a call here. Just let me check here. Recents. Nope, he hasn't called me back yet. Okay. Well, anyway, and here I like to see here this. This has been very, very, very encouraging this afternoon for us, because my feeling is that just as I had predicted on Friday, 789. Look at this low. And it's very encouraging because it's similar to the type of increases off of the low that we saw way back here. And this is the numbers I keep showing you from the 15th. Right here, a 16-cent improvement, then an 8-cent improvement. And they're not massive climbs here, but they continued to climb day after day after day, and that's my call. That's my call again. You've heard that before, so it's nothing new. But what is new is how many institutions now own shares in this stock. We've got a whole new thing going on with institutions coming in. And to anybody new here, 693 is now the total. And 641 are long only. And folks, that's an increase, and a big increase from back months ago. And I had 23% institutional ownership, now 38.31. It's increased to. And so I'm showing you this because I think it's important. And at 147, what it was, let's see where we are in volume. Let's see here. And this was on Thursday's volume, which would have been, let me make sure I'm right on this. I'm going to keep these dates, keep track of these dates. Yep. Thursday would have been on the 17th. 8:17, 8:18, and now we're on 8:21. All right, good deal. And the volume now is, let's see what time. I was trying to keep it around a 145 or so. We're at 159, and the volume is at 13,728. That's very much like what we saw on the Thursday during the rundown. But half what we saw on Friday. Half of Friday's volume at this time of day. Just in case you're not paying attention, I am. And this would be at 159. Let's see where we end up. And that was a pretty good spike in volume on Friday, too, to make it go down what they were trying to do on Friday. And it look how it just stayed so strong Friday afternoon after the takedown. Just it stayed so strong there. And what made me think that we were going to see a higher low today was that, based on that. And what did we end up with on that day on volume? Let's see where we ended up. 27,173. Okay. So if we see similar, about 15 million more, maybe today, 15 million more. If we see an increase in volume, we'll know, though. And that's the total on 817 total. Yep, we'll keep track of this. We'll know. And let's see here. Right. $29,582. Okay, I'm just looking at the volumes here. I like to keep an eye on where the volume was and where it totaled out. And this would have been on Friday the 18th. Right? Yeah, that's right. Total. And then let's see where it ended up from 12 million on the day before that, the 17th. It ended up at 29 million. $818 total, 29 million. And then says today, if we see 13,728, that would be similar to what we saw. And that would be 17. Okay. So 29, that would be 17 million shares more than where we are now. It'll put us about 30 million shares today. We should be possibly ending up around that number. It's not exactly the same, but they're close. We'll see if I'm right. And if we see more than that, that'll be very good for us. Uh-oh, look where we are now, folks. 819, cha-ching, cha-ching. Here we go. And I have already said, folks, this is going to be very tough on them to see this day's high also dissolve away, because the low is not going to be attainable, and the high getting crushed here would be very, very bad for them. And you can already see people are starting to come in on it, and it looks good. Looks very good here at 2 o'clock. I like it a lot. We don't usually see that happening at this time of day. And look here, folks. We are now 2 cents away from going green. And I told you we would this afternoon. I am not always right, but sometimes I am. And this is going to be one of them. And there we go. 1 penny away, folks. Thank you for being here with me. Anybody that's here with me right now as we watch this begin its ascent this afternoon. And by the way, this is going to be a very nice increase off the low compared to, and I'm doing the direct comparisons here with back here on May the 15th. All right, Chiavrini Day, I call it. And you can see when the stock price hit the lowest that it's ever hit was on the day of his downgrade to a call of a target price 445 was the low that day, folks. There's the volume used to make it happen, 445, okay? But what I'm showing you is the next day, where did it close? 476 from 445. Well, 475 would be 30, so a 31%, 31 cent gain. And that's good. That's higher than because this is a low price. When you get into the much lower prices, these gains, pennies, become bigger percentages, believe me, right? So let's just see how much that percentage gain was. 4.76 minus 445 equals, divided by 4.76 equals times 100 equals. That is a 6.5% gain, right? In one day, 6.5% gain from that. So now let's go over and see where we are right now at 821, okay? See what that is off of the low that we just saw them take it down to. Let's find out. 821, and this will be from off this number right here, 789. So 8.21 minus 7.89 equals, divided by 8.21 equals, times 100 equals 3.89% gain. A 4% gain off Friday's low, where we're sitting right now in price. So my call for where I think we will then be about 3 cents higher. So maybe 2 anyway. 4, yep. 6, yep. 6.7. So yeah, we may have another 3% gain off this number right here at the close. So there you go. History, if history repeats itself. Let's see if I'm right. And interestingly enough, it is interesting to see that we are also, if we get over to this chart, we're going to get in on the 1 day. Let's get in here and focus on the volume. Look at that 1 day chart. We have a triple upside crossover, folks. Right here, it just happened at 2 o'clock. That's a very good time. Look at that freaking 10-day moving average line, people. Zingo, Zango, Zappo. We're headed towards the topo. Look at that, folks. Look how much we're down at a penny down. Look at the amount. Parallel that. Oh my gosh, we're not even down that much anymore. It's going right on off. Let's get down here and look at the buys. Look at all these green candlesticks down here right now, folks. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-dang. Hey, I got some folks going to be coming over here soon. I have a feeling looking at that. People, look at the huge mouth on this whale coming up, swallowing these shares right here. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate it. We got a lot of action here going, right? This looks very, very, very good. And folks, like I said, it's going to be highway to the danger zone if this thing breaks into the Greenville, which I'm presuming we are going to see that 828 number be the only thing they can, if they can, hold that. I don't know whether they have the ability or not. And this will be a test of true strength or weakness, folks. I'll just say that right here and now. If this thing does go up to that 829 number and break beyond, then I don't see any strength. I don't see that as a bluff by them. I think if they could hold it down, they absolutely would. And if this thing goes green, it's another indicator of a sign of weakness, right? We'll see how strong they are and how long they'll pile in shares at this 1 penny below price. How it's going to pan out. We'll see it. We'll watch it. And by the way, you bet your butt I'm going to get my pad out here. If this thing starts to go green, I'm going to be going with it green. I'm going to go green. Got plenty of charge. Yeah, if we start to see this going green here, others will see the greenness. They will come, and I think they will come along with me. I do believe. Log in. Just give me a second here. Sure. It's time to start making this bell ring right here. Right? Time to make this bell ring. For all of us who came in on Friday and for all of us who are already holding for higher positions, this bell's going to be ringing to your advantage because it's going on up. I'm going to help it a little bit because I think it's going to break that. I think reason being because I can just see what the chart looks like itself. And I'm not piling in. I'm going to do 10 here. Let's do just a market. Place order. See what we get. See if we get lucky, folks. See if we get lucky. Filled at 820. All right. Oh, and look at that. Just popped 821. Nice. Maybe my order came in just then. I don't know. Sure does look good for a green machine rolling here. 14,341,000. There we go. 822, folks. On up we go. And I got to help it. See, I helped it a little bit. Just a little bit. Reuse order. Market. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. See what we get. Cha-ching, 822. And I like that number because that is actually, look at that. 822 is 844, which is 88. And look at that. 0% down, folks, is what we're going for right now. And watch this beautiful green chart. Right now, I'm going to refresh the page, and you will see that this thing is not going to be red any longer. Congratulations to every one of you. the predictions I have made are actually coming true, it seems. We're seeing definitely a much higher low, and we should see about the same size gain as the last time we did off of that. If history repeats itself, and all I'm doing is going back here to this date, May the 15th, price rose from that low that they got to. Let's just correlate this to Friday. From Friday's low, right? On their date, it was May the 15th, Chivrini Day's low, to the end of the day, the following day, 476, right? Minus 445. That's the number we have, right? And I think it was about 6.5%. 4.76 minus 4.45 equals, divided by 4.76 equals times 100 equals, and I happen to hit the AC button at the very end. 4.76, which is right over the zero, of course. 4.76 minus 4.45 equals, divided by 4.76 equals times 100 equals, and that is 6.5%, folks. 6.5%. C day. 6.5% drop. 6.51 to be exact. There's some others there, but that's close enough for me. 6.51% drop. Right? Fine. That's actually how far it increased. All right? So on C day, from that, it went up the following day after C day, which will correlate to Friday. So what was the price on Friday that they brought it down to for the low? And I've got the percentage now, 6.51. But what was it on Friday? Let's go again. Now we're at 789, right? 789. That was the low. And I'm throwing out a number of what we've got right now, 822. All right. 8 minus 7.89. Oh my goodness. Let's make sure we're right here. We don't make any errors here. Yep. 823. Look, we just went green, people. All right. 823. 8.23 minus, and then it was 7.89 equals, divided by 8.23 equals times 100 equals 4.13%. So that's the gain right now. We're only up 4. We should be going up about another 2.5% from here, folks. I say that, and then that would be put us right. Well, I'm not sure. We'd probably be around 829. Let's see. How do we equate the 6.5? Let's try that. So this is only right now, and that's at 214, and we're only up 4.13%. All right, up. And there we go. Now, though, let's see if history is going to repeat itself, and let's see if 829 would be it. We'll try 6.5% gain, so it's easy to do that. You just take 789, the low on Friday, 7.89 times 6.5% plus equals, puts us at, hold on, something's not right. Let's try it again. All right, 7.89 times 6.5% plus equals 840. Wow. No, is that possible? Yeah, around 840 today, maybe. Wouldn't that be something to see that? I bet that surprised a lot of people. That's what happened the last time after Chivrini Day. But see, last time people started looking into David Chivrini, they started seeing, and others were like me, looking at his analysis results, and he was horrible. He was a horrible analyst. He was terrible. His percentage, I've shown everybody before. And so everybody caught on, and that's why we saw that big gain the next day, because they were like, oh man, we got bamboozled. That's what happened. They got bamboozled, right? I've told people that. They got themselves bamboozled. All right, and they're not going to get themselves bamboozled this time. And the institution saw how many people got bamboozled last time, and they said, well, if they bamboozle them again, I'm coming in. And they just did, because they were getting bamboozled. Right? That's right. And just for kick's sakes, I've had some people talk to me about some stocks in the past. One of them is GM today. It is turning red now. And that's J Reezy. GM Rolling Dubs, what's up? Yes, sir. We're here talking about a nice day with a 19-cent improvement on the low, which I said was going to happen. I said, you watch, folks, how many days in a row the low will be higher and higher and higher. I told everyone you'll see the same result. They took it this time, instead of 4 days to take it down 30%, they took 14 days to take it down 13 to be exact, because there were actually 13 days in a row that it was negative. And then it turned around on Friday and started its increase, and now it's duplicating what it did then. But I want to look at some others besides GM, which said they were going to be slashing 2,200 engineering jobs, and they cut their fleet. So, but what I wanted to show you, Rolling Dubs, look here. Now we've had an increase from the previous total of institutional ownership, which was 684, and with 636 long, now we're up to 693, 641 long positions. So how do you like them apples? What do you know, on this day, which I told everyone on the 1 day, on the 5 day chart on these days, this whole thing looks like accumulation to me. I saw it right before, when? Right before earnings. They did the same thing right before earnings. Go back to the 1 month and look what they did before earnings, folks. All right? This is the same action, just a walk down. Look here, from the 25th all the way up. It was 1 week prior. They just walked it down, accumulating, right? And then the ones that stayed and wanted to keep buying for the big pop, they were here on Friday, making it go back up through Friday, which was an indicator of them going to be accelerating it this time, not dropping it on the earnings call, which they did. They accelerated. They threw accelerant on it. They fanned it. Let's see who we got here. Chris. What's going on, CW? I'm up live right now here on YouTube, and I'm talking about why we have such a good day forming for us right now. A new low that was 19 cents higher than Friday's low. And we're going green right now during your call. You're calling and it's going green. It's turning green right now. You're lucky. You're the lucky charm.
I'm gonna need that money eventually. I got to put new struts on my vehicle, I tell you. All went out at once.
Oh, goodness gracious sakes. Man, oh man. Well, fortunately, huh?
I did get my air conditioning fixed, so.
That's right. That's right.
It was a bumpy ride getting to the air conditioning fix.
Oh my gosh. Well, good. You were able to do it. You were able to do it yourself.
I'm gonna order the struts when I get home and pay the $370 for them.
Cha-ching. Well, I got you on the live broadcast. It's just I don't have a lot to tell you or anything in news, but other than the fact that it's nice to see SoFi going green right during your phone call, which is cool, and because it's been red all morning since right about 11:45. But boy, does it turn around and look at it go now. It's the volume starting to come in, and it is green. It's definitely going green, and this is a great time of day to have it happening at 2:20. Seeing this volume start to come in on this and pushing it green, and I say we're going to go higher possibly than Friday's high. We've already eclipsed the low by 19 cents. We go 7 cents higher, and we're going to pass Friday's high as well. So that would be catastrophic. Now all we have to do is go up 6 more cents, folks. If we rise over 6 cents, we're going to pass over Friday's high, and we'll have eclipsed not only Friday's high low by 19 cents, But who knows how high we'll eclipse the high if we break over that 829, folks. Trust me, if it goes over that, it's going to be it's unlikely. It's impossible to tell how high it'll go after it breaks over that number. And we're just going to see what happens if they can pull it off, if they can hold it back, or if they don't have the strength. And I didn't see them holding it 10 cents lower at 813 just an hour or so ago, and I don't see them holding it here at 823 either. They couldn't stop it at 813. They got it all the way down to something like 808 during the lunchtime takedown, and now it's up from there 15 cents already in 1 hour. 1 hour, and that's good. The hour and a half up 15 cents, and green and going greener is my call. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And the well has run dry on the SoFi shares, and my call was if they could hold it at 813, they would, but they couldn't, so they won't. Right? They would if they could, but they can't, so they won't. And that is my call. They will not get to 813 close today by any means. And in fact, it just continues to escalate up on them. It's an avalanche. So anyways, yeah, my goodness gracious. Did you go off-roading with your vehicle? Is that what happened to your struts?
Vehicle's just old.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Pretty soon it'll be a brand new one you're driving around in. Man, we're going to rock and roll with this stock right here.
That kind of money this year.
It's coming, baby. You just be patient. I've told everybody today what I expected and how long my time frame is. I've told them for a while now. I already see, like I said, though, what's happening, and that is that after Friday, take a picture of that low on Friday because it'll probably never be seen again. And that was a $7.89. And that's the lowest they could ever have dreamed about getting to. They were going $7.88, but they couldn't get $7.88 to fill. I didn't want to take a chance, so I put in my order higher because I know sometimes when they get to those numbers they're trying to get to, that they're only there for a flash of a second. It's just to make the statement that we got to that number and we can show everybody made our statement because we like that number, and they didn't get there. They didn't get there, and I'm glad I put my order in a penny higher. I also had some in at $7.88, but they didn't fill. But hey, we got some people piling in over here, coming in on this right now on this live feed, and I thank you for coming on over, and I welcome you to what I'm showing you. What's that?
Are you double live right now?
No, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I haven't, no. But we'll walk through it, and you show me how, man, and I'll be going double live. I see YouTube right here in the stream. I guess I could go down to Stream Health, Analytics, Stream Settings, and I'm on Stream Settings, and I don't see a way to share to YouTube and Analytics, or share to TikTok, and under Analytics.
I think you have to go live on TikTok first, and then it can upload to YouTube.
All right, let's try that. We'll try that next time. I might even try that this afternoon, folks, where I'm going to go live on TikTok first, then try to switch it over and do it on YouTube simultaneously. This will be another advancement for my channel.
In case scenario, you'd have to have two devices and just two stands holding it. Not a big deal.
All right, okay. We'll have to.
I know you have more than one device.
Yes, I do. I have many of them, right? So I'll figure it out.
Live on YouTube on your regular, and then live on TikTok on the other screen.
I see. Wow. Whew. Fun stuff.
They make an extra $4,000 a month.
Well, let's see what we can do, man. We'll rock and roll with that. I appreciate you giving me the tip on how to make it happen, man. Chris is a great friend of mine who's been very helpful to me along the way in my steps and trying to market things, and I'm so grateful to him, folks. I really am. He deserves all the kudos. CW from the great state of North Carolina. Yes, sirree. And anyway, we're not going to go into any more disclosure on his location because we don't want anybody going over and trying to check into him. But he's a good old friend of mine, and we're having a lot of fun together over this last couple of years, and we're doing well in our investments, and we're going to continue through this next few years to do even better, holding on to this great stock here, SoFi, and trading in and out of it on the buying the lows and selling the highs. That's what I tell everyone to do. And we haven't even sold any, and we've just been accumulating here lately, my buddy Chris and I, and everybody else I'm involved with at the round table. And we're glad that we got that chance on Friday to get the lowest this will ever be seen again, probably 789. And that sure was fine. But anyway, hey, I want to thank you all for being over here and checking out what I'm showing you right now, because I'm very encouraged by what I'm seeing, and I am very thoughtful. Hey, kimchi bacon Tesla on fire. Okay. I thank you for pulling that over for us. We'll take a look at it. Yep. Tesla making a move apparently. If you guys are have the wallet to go in on some Tesla, let's go look at it. Hold on a second. Got to get.
Is that what you call a blue chip stock?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at over here. TSLA stock. I looked at them already, and I'm gonna look at them now. See how on fire it is. Okay. Yeah, it's making it real nice. Yes, it does. And why shouldn't it? It's on the owner. But man, look at that 1 month on it, folks. Look at that depreciation. Golly, man. Holy crapola. Look at that. What's the breaking news? Why investors may not need to worry too much about China's economy. Well, I've already said that a long time ago. Who cares? All right, let's see here. It's us I'm concerned about. Our economy is the one that needs to improve, and it vastly could if some of the things I said would be implemented. And one of those is for the doggone, and yeah, I see it running. Thank you for letting us know, Kim Chi. Appreciate it. That's good to know. And for others who want to take advantage of this, this is definitely what looks to me on this chart here, the 1 month, like a cup and handle. So I really like the looks of that, and I think it's a good opportunity to maybe pick some up and make yourself some money, folks. That chart looks promising, because over the 1 month, horrible. Over the 6 month, just absolutely taken down to a relative number I don't see anywhere on this chart. That's the one thing I don't like about this 6 month. You look back, you don't see a history of it hitting that. There's not one. So let's look at the 1 year. And no, again, maybe right there, we're pushing it right there. Yep, that's it right there, folks. So that's definitely your downside resistance at 214.24 was probably where it really got to. Look where it hit the day's range, 220. So there you go. I'm showing you this longer term for that, for your benefit. You can see where it is now and how that's definitely, and by the way, these were limitations both times on it as it was rising, folks. These have been the highs. This is the low at the same figure relatively. Are you with me? Okay. Thanks for joining. And thanks for bringing it to our attention, Kimchi. I agree. That's a very valid point to keep an eye on. That looks very promising for it to continue to go on up. Others are looking at this. Others see that. Oh, hey, folks, I have to run here. I'm going to have to say farewell to you all. I will be back in a little bit. I'm going to end this stream, and I'll be back. I'm sorry to cut it off, but I have to. I'll be back in about a half an hour or so. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah.